I remember the correct ordering of things. Is it the one? I can't remember which word it's doing. Really yellow now.
Mission denied.
Okay. Yay. Okay, so you should always do that so that GPT doesn't take forever. And other random things. Because random is just perfectly fine. Like random takes from the same interesting pool, but they like the way it works is really well. It's like a hash function that just gets randomness from different things. But the way random works is the same way that random works. It's a random piece of number that's supposed to represent how random the data it has, which is like kind of random and also. If you want to do a SSH key, I always use ECDSA, which
Yeah, keygen.
anyway, I use ECDSAs because they're quicker to do it. And the security is supposed to be better. Like you have to do a really big RSA key to do like a 520 with it. And then, like, I guess the convention is to like comment your it's just.
Hey Connor, how about we start with?
I was
what
gonna
is
say-
Git?
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought we were doing
No, we're doing Git because I don't know if everyone in here is
Okay, whatever.
completely familiar with it.
we get somewhere with it. So, I'm sorry, I have my source folder, so I put that like at home, that's where I put all like all my random projects and stuff. If start off a Git project, we should make it directed. So I'm gonna call mine block or external switch food at this point. Okay, so CD the food.
CD is change directory.
Yeah. So like what Connor's using right now is just Linux. Connor's on Linux, but so a lot of these commands,
Oh yeah, Mac person in the back.
most of you might be familiar with it, but yeah. We'll have a bash day too where we're going over commands like this and stuff. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah, he's in a bash terminal right now. But yeah. Okay.
Anyway, okay, so you're in the directory. If you want to make it a Git repo or whatever, get it in. So my shell's fancy, tells me what branch I'm on, and this is the Git repo.
What's
yeah.
it?
Yeah. If you're on Linux, you'll have to install Git first though.
Oh yeah. So if you want to install things,
Just add Git.
Everybody uses apt to get, but apt is better.
it's the new
I would know.
Like
I use
visually.
Linux that often.
It's
DM.
pretty good though, like it's relative. This is like so
Wow, that's really pretty.
I should like go.
It's like the same thing, though. It's fancier.
You use that Git too.
Going on a journey to the internet. Never mind. Sure.
Play the dinosaur game.
No, if you're on Windows and Mac, they have like clients for that too. So like if you go to GitHub.com, they've got a GUI client, but no one really wants to use a GUI client. Like you can, if you download Git for Windows or Git for Mac, they have like for Windows they have Git Bash, which
I
is
use because I'm too lazy.
yeah, Git Bash is pretty nice. It's better than command prompt for Windows, and you can also use all these Git commands in that. So
Source tree is,
yeah,
if you want to use a GUI, source tree is probably the best.
Source Street.
Sigwin.
Unless you're like.
I mean, you know, it's there. I don't like Sigwin myself.
I mean, yeah, I use it if I'm on Windows.
And then the different editors have Git control like built in, like Visual Code or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like Visual Studio Code or something is actually pretty nice. I like it better than Atom, Sublime, and all those now.
VS Code?
Yeah, it's
pretty-
Git.
pretty
I
good.
like how it handles packages and it's Git control because it's really easy.
Are your packages down here?
Let's see.
No.
Okay, so now we got a Git file code. If you list tech 8, it's going to show you the .git directory, which is like kind of like Ruby.
Hooks?
Yeah, it's webhooks, not you hooks.
So if you do
It's
hooks,
like
you can link
guidance.
to,
Yeah.
I think there's some examples in here, yeah. There's like,
Yes,
I don't know, but that's probably, I've used them once before. They don't sync with your thing, but you can put it there and like, just have it check stuff or run tests or whatever. So.
Touch. What is touch? I'm asking this for myself. What is touch?
Touch just
It.
it. Yeah. I will say something a lot of people don't know about Touch is it updates the timestamp on the file. So,
That's what it's for.
Holy crap.
oh, how about that? But you can also touch to create files, so
That's true,
that's what
yeah.
most people use it for.
Touch force.
Although if you're just making a new like script or something, you just
That used to be a thing. I don't think so. Anyway, I wonder if we was, but I forgot. Okay, so that file exists now, and if you cat it, it's empty. Okay, so
Yeah.
see if I can do this without letting
see.
Your computer was just like laughing at you for a second.
Just directly from STD.
No mistake.
Don't mess up.
Please.
Where's your namespace?
What? Okay.
Anyway,
Hello.
so
Beautiful.
yeah, so now he has a program.
Yep, there is a program here. And an example of things you don't want to do. So now that we got that, we can do git status, and it'll give you like a rundown of what's going on. And that's my track file, and they are out and meaning that's, you don't really want to track the binary because that's dumb. So what you're going to want to do is, you can just git add main.c, and then that adds it to what's called staging. So, or stage, anybody. So if you go to git status, it's in the green, so changes to be committed. If you have accidentally saved, okay, let's do this. Git add everything.
Yeah.
So git status, accidentally added data out. So git remove cache data out. And it's still there, but no, I'm trying. So you do git commit. This is gonna open the next way. I think that's the one. Okay. Okay. So now we've got our commit stuff going on. So we added main.c. So
Oh, that's where you add the message.
Yeah.
yeah. So
You can
then-
also do the -m. That's what I normally do. It's quicker.
See, I did that for a long time, but then I was like, I should probably.
My messages aren't that long. I don't-
So what I used to do is like at the top, and that top line is what tag image gives you, and then under you, an empty line, and then under that is like the explanation of what you did. So.
So I always thought you were supposed to just keep it short.
That's the part that appears out next to it,
Yeah.
which shows what the change is.
Okay, so now we've got like a short description and a slightly longer body. So we're gonna write that file, and then so we've got a new commit. We've got one file changed and file insertion, so it's only got one. So it's still logging us about 8 out though, which is inconvenient. So what you can do is you kind of hit ignore, and you can say yeah. The slash in front of it means that it's in the root of your project. So, yeah, anywhere else
So it's like, so basically there's two main states for it. There's your stage changes and then your committed changes. So like staging something, all that does is you have files that you're tracking the changes to. So when he says git add, hello or main.c there, his file, all he's doing is he's staging that so it's now tracking all of his changes. So after you have something changed, later you can do like git diff and see the changes that have been made.
Yeah, okay, so what I did just now though is, it says, there's a .git ignore file from .git ignore file. Just, yeah, or ignore. So, you can do that, and then you can commit.
Aided.
Okay, we use that in for the shorthand.
One thing, the reason you don't want to like try and check binary files like .out files is because it will literally try and keep track of all of
Yep.
the digits,
Because it's just binary.
and you can't really, like if you have differences in like text, it'll tell you, this text is in the file that currently exists, this is the new one. With the binary, it just looks like gibberish. It's a pain to work with, plus they're big files too.
Yeah, it does like a line by line bit, I think. It depends on your.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, so we did that. Everything up to date. So yeah, change this file. Well,
So these are your preference on tab
just
six.
work after that.
Let's see, I do four to my stage.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think you have to like, stage it and then make changes.
No, stated.
What is it?
Stated.
Yeah.
And then do git diff head squiggly one.
Yeah, there you go. That'll,
Yeah.
Okay.
That compares it to the previous
Yeah.
staged
it's like,
state.
Isn't there like a default?
Yeah, I don't know what it is,
Yeah.
though. I just do it manually every time.
it's like, it's hard to see, but the red line, it says a minus at first. It's like you deleted something. I mean, really, he just changed the line, but, so it's like that line is old and the green line is added. But, so you can see that. So you can imagine like if you were collaborating with a bunch of people or something on a project and you can see the differences where, Connor added a new feature or changed some code on a file.
Yeah, we do something like that, that feature where you can like comment on diffs when you're
Yeah.
like learning shit. Pretty cool. Much better than like making this.
When you're working with other people, it's the best place to curse at people.
So,
You'll-
yeah, I think
Okay, so
it's
what else is there?
the next one.
Alright, well, next.
Actually, fucking things back, it doesn't work.
So it's pretty. Okay, you know, like, whole thing about like, what would you?
It's so tiny.
Okay. And there you go. So, okay, so it all, you look at the history of the project, all the cuts we've made so far. Reverse chronological. Yeah.
Like every commit you make is like, it's kind of like that's a version of your project. So if you screw up later down the road, then you can do like git log here and go back to one where a commit that was stable or not broken, and you can revert to that commit instead of having like Control Z on your text editor. You just revert to a previous commit.
Yeah.
Um,
that.
And I changed 2 letters.
Use.
Yeah.
This is what creating branch.
Reverse.
You could make like the output for Git log look really nice too, with a bunch of different things like decorate, flag, and there's some other stuff.
One line.
Okay, so
Yeah.
give branch lists all the.
We used to have an alias in one
So
of
that's our
those, it
current
was
branch.
like
And
really
that's just
long.
the new branch we just made. So we can do Git super. Check. Yeah. Okay, no, we're not one. So you can make new commits and you can also like, maybe like go back.
It's a dating server, but it's text-based. It's actually just a console. And it's just nothing but really subtle innuendos. Yes. With programs.
Vim is so much faster.
Well, okay, this is low.
More meta.
I don't know. I figured, yeah. I was like, my Max never took that long.
It looks like it's Space Max.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, all the stuff, how it looks at the bottom.
Yeah, I know. Like I used this for a second and then I stopped. I switched between like this, Vim, and app. It's really different. Okay, so cool. So. I actually never merged a branch.
You have to go to the,
It just
go to the branch you want to merge into, check it
Yeah,
out,
that's what I was
and it merges towards that way.
Okay, what's the command?
Merge.
Yeah.
Is it just like that? Now our Git log has that spin on it. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, what else did we cover? A bunch of other shit you can do.
Maybe we covered just setting up for remote
Oh, okay.
repos.
It's
It's like everything he's done so far is all local. Like this is just on his machine, which you can do. That's just fine to do for your projects if you want. But if you want to, store this online on like GitHub or Bitbucket or something, you'll have to set all that up too, which is pretty easy once you get used to it.
Yeah. You can also make like a firewall.
Yeah, that's true.
I didn't look at it, but you can do like the easiest version is like you can just do that and then like
certain pieces of Linux that can like natively work with firewalls.
like what?
I think it's the
Text.
Is required. Okay. Whatever.
Also, while Connor's figuring that out, so the git ignore file he did, you can just Google say you're doing a Python program, you can just Google Python git ignore, and there's a really long git ignore file online that's really useful for that. So it ignores things like log files, compiled Python files, which are basically like Kyle was saying, binary files are tracks the tiniest changes, and it kind of gets annoying.
You also don't want to track, like he was talking about, unneeded config files or
Yeah.
meta files, because it does. Those things are regenerated every time you run a program or you
Hopefully.
compile it. Hopefully.
Yeah, anything that's going to be compiled, generated from a compiler or anything, you probably should say.
That's just
Yeah.
access.
There's
Yeah, it's nice that you can find those online instead of having to just type it all out.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so, yeah, if you have, if you're not familiar with TAR, it's short for tape archive, so
It's short for what?
tape archive, I think, yeah. So, it's just a bunch of files kind of stuck together, but I don't know the exact format. You can do like, you can zip it with TAR if you want to, but I just kind of, like, for instance, if you want to, like, this is the standard way you would do it. So, but, so, Tardex C creates archive, and then gzip like compresses it, and then you get like something that happens to you whatever you want to get. Git archive does the same thing; it just creates a tar file, and then you can run it through gzip to and whatever. So, I think as far as I know, it just takes the current representation of it. Doesn't take like your .git or anything. It's just like top commit or whatever commit you gave it. Like head happens to be the current one, so RC does the same thing, but you can give it anything. So like baseball.
So the point of archiving would be to send to someone, or
Yeah, you could. Yeah, it just creates a file for an archive. Yeah. Like, I don't know, a lot of people do that. They'll like, for instance, if I send a code to someone, usually I just send a file. Like, I don't know. Okay, so I think you can give it a short like, you don't have to give it a whole band. Okay. So, you have that. So we got one of the commits from there. So we're gonna just make another directory so we can unzip it. Okay. So then we have Windows C, and that's gonna move the track. And it has the unformatted version, was the one from that commit that we archived. So I've used that a couple times. Sometimes it's useful. We want to go over
maybe go to reverting. That's useful.
what
Yeah, I used to forget that actually. Like revert to a previous commit.
what is that like? Reset?
So like,
I think
I think
Yeah, I
it's-
think it's reset.
Well,
Yeah,
reset
yeah.
should undo a
well,
commit.
there's differences. You can like reset
Reset
and
just
completely.
pulls from that one, right?
Yeah, you can completely undo all the changes up to back to that commit, or you can like go just switch back to that commit, like check it out.
What is it? Check that out then?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like if you do like git log and look at and check it or commits. Yeah.
Okay, and then, so yeah.
It's like if you do git branch right now, it'll show the branches.
Yeah.
It's like master is your like root branch. So like
That one.
yeah. If you change, if you check out one of your previous commits, like he did about a little less than halfway up there, get check out with that. It'll, and then you can look at the branches now. It's like head detached at the ID of his commit there. So that's like where you're at right then. Now he can make changes at that point. Like all the code is going to be just as it was at that commit. So if he makes changes there, he can merge it with the head, and so that kind of like, I believe that just overwrites the commits in between, doesn't it? Yeah. So I normally just, if I revert to a previous commit though, I don't normally use git checkout. I normally just do the reset and just wipe all the changes up to that point.
So, what do we want to do?
You can go through setting up on GitHub maybe,
So,
assuming you had a browser on that. remember when Ben showed us the browser. Or no, I think Jeff did it actually. Show us the browser like in the terminal.
Okay,
How would it be doing work without doing that?
it's like,
I forget what that was.
wait, do I have let's see how bad it is. Crap.
Was it
Uh,
Linux yet?
That's what he was saying.
I'm whose password in space. The first time I ever used Linux, and I was like, oh yeah, use your password. I'm like, why doesn't it show you? I spent 10 minutes looking online as to why that was happening, and I kept getting in trouble.
Okay, so Connor just wanted to stay in the terminal, so he's using the in-terminal browser, command line browser. So it doesn't make sense.
Web
It
browser.
is useful.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had to use that on the Raspberry Pi too.
Oh,
Which
really?
is some
Just to get
websites,
to
like
the
alt
sign
text
in.
for
Oh
pictures
yeah,
is
I had to
actually
do that
ASCII.
too. We get like a retro Pi thing for Sophus last year. That's what we had to use to download ROMs.
So Zach, what if you made your alt text on your website's ASCII art so that there's no choice but to see the picture?
Okay.
Google kind of looks funny in this.
Button.
Might be quicker if you use a GUI.
Please.
Also a little more, relatable.
I'm not
I thought you were gonna have to install a browser first.
Look at this install. Okay, so we're on new repository, law is.
I thought you did food. Yeah.
Okay, so this is a
Need
public one.
inspiration.
You can also do a private one if you do like GitHub student or something.
Yeah, as I say, we're gonna. I'll have a link to that in like with the video and when I send an email out. But there's like a student package you can get with, and there's a GitHub student thing that's included with it, and you get like unlimited private repositories. It's pretty nice. You get like, what were those credits? You said Adam? It's like 60 credits for.
Yeah, it's like $60 in DigitalOcean credit.
Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, Adam's got the link.
Cool.
Did you mind sending that to me?
What I usually do is, I just let them write me a readme, and then I use like,
Very nice.
programming C. They'll have a Git going with like a bunch of convenient things. You add a license. I usually just do it in my team. Once you do this, it's gonna generate you with this stuff. And as you see, it's got things commit, and it has an initial commit or whatever. So it already has one commit, which means our histories are not missing. So you have to use like special flag and stuff. Anyway, you want to add it as a remote storage okay, so this is the SSH URL syntax or whatever. So if you use an SSH, do it. If you're not, you can use like HTTPS / whatever. But this one is Git is the user or whatever, you have account, and then you have your directory, which is so it's kind of it's the same syntax, but okay. And then
I think yeah. What is the -u option for? Like
okay.
setup stream?
I think
You can have to
use on.
That's our
Oh wait, use. Okay. Oh, it's setup stream. Okay. That makes sense. Which you do want to do. I think you have to use Git setup.
Because it's a distributed file.
The thing to or you.
Back and forth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
makes sense.
Um.
No, I have
Okay,
used
so
it
if you
all
just grab a
along.
hold, it's gonna tell you that there's a problem. Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, Git pull just like retrieves the files from the remote repository, which is what he has online on GitHub.
Yeah, so it's not
And-
memory related history because they're not the same. What's the
Yeah.
flag for that? Do you know?
Force? Yeah,
No, it's
it's
like
just,
a left, let's see. There's a
I think it's
weird
just
one.
force.
You can force pulls, but don't force pushes. Stash pull language.
Oh, it is weird.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay. Now it's gonna disperse it. There's probably a better way to do that.
Conflict.
Okay, so since there's a conflict, you go with the conflict then? Okay, cool. So.
This is why it's easier to start from GitHub and then go to the terminal.
Or
You can
just
create the
don't let GitHub
repository.
populate everything for you.
I mean, you can create the
You can start with
repository on
pushing.
GitHub, and then from your terminal
You could
or
start with a push.
whatever you're using,
Well,
you can
you still have a conflict that
use
is
git
on the
clone.
side. It would reject
See, it's
it.
just git clone and then
Because it
the
doesn't commit, then
link
you have, like,
to the
4
repository.
elements.
So, which on like the repository page, they have a little box where it's like you can just copy the link. So it's kind of nice. That's what I normally do. That,
So you've
that way you
got-
don't run into these merge issues.
Yeah, so this is its head, which is your new head, so that starts here. And that's what you'd have to generate for you, and this is the end. Was it not?
It wasn't getting ignored in the,
Oh, wait. Here we go. Okay. That's our bit. So, let's get rid of our, and then get rid of all this crap. Probably also a better way to do that. Are you supposed to leave like one of those lines, or I would just get rid of all of them? Just like this is a file. Okay, so licenses. So it looks like it's kind of like Adam, but it didn't. So.
calm down.
Alright, so you said this gets through, and now you can throw your crap up to the first page, now you may not see them.
And it's even interesting that the,
Yeah, syntax now, even better
So-
than.
Go back to the repository page though.
Okay.
So like, right, the green button that says clone or download, if you click that, it'll give you the link there. So do use HTTPS, since that's, we don't have to go through setting up SSH keys with that. It's like, yeah, you can just use the link there, and in your terminal just do git clone and paste that link, and that will just clone the repository on there. So then it's set up and everything. You don't have to do like git init at the beginning, like Connor did and stuff. So I've always found it easier to start from GitHub's site or whatever site you're using, Bitbucket or Bitnami. Yeah.
I think one of my favorite things about Git is that even on the website, the timestamps for all your commits are from when they were made locally, not when
Yeah.
they were just pushed.
Yeah, so the next thing, I guess, would be to do pushing. So like git push basically just sends your commits that you've made locally to the remote repository. So it'll push all those to GitHub. And you can make commits, like basically the way I do it is I commit like pretty often. So if I add a feature or something to my project, or I make some kind of large change, I'll make a commit, and then I'll push whenever it's convenient. So I don't know, I might not push for a couple days, or I might push 2 or 3 times a day. It doesn't really matter when you push, is the point, but that's just uploading your code to the remote repository. And then there's the all thing that's kind of useful. The all flag.
Yeah. It's also tags. I think it doesn't push by default. Those are like,
Yeah.
Force with lease, what is that?
what is it?
Force with lease, what is that? I've never seen that.
I've never used it.
Some of the advanced Git Docs there.
Mention that you have to rebase what you've already published. You have to bypass the must fast forward rule. Trace the history of the original publisher to rebased history. Somebody else built on top of your original history while you were rebasing.
Okay.
One person person.
Okay.
It's like taking a lease on the ref that explicit document. That's cool.
It's just funny that we're all sitting here reading a man page.
I do this all the time. I'm like, I can't remember how you start. And I was reading that page from them.
Try not to spend more than 5 seconds on man pages.
I don't know. I feel like I learned a lot just from reading through them.
Oh yeah, you
Right?
do.
Plus, if you're just like, what the hell is this thing? You can slash type it and then go click for it. The rest of it. Force.
You start hitting tab, trying to over and over, trying to figure out what the command is.
What else?
All right. Should we go over SSH?
You can. I mean, for just starting out using Git, it doesn't really matter if you use SSH as opposed to HTTPS. For a while, I set up SSH keys, but didn't realize I was using HTTPS when I was cloning, and yeah, that was really dumb. I mean, it's more secure and. But,
Okay, so, well, it takes like 15 seconds. Let's listen to the
no, yeah, go for it.
Okay,
Alright.
so,
There's GitHub has like a guide for doing this though. I mean, they have a guide for everything on the website, but like setting up a key so that you can do all of your pushes and pulls, everything like that, SSH instead of HTTPS. So yeah, you have to
should
generate
probably
a
use the best
key.
phrase. I never do this.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't know. It seems like a lot of work. Like, every time you push together.
Some kind of weird
Yeah.
Yeah.
So right there, he's generated a key, and then you can enter a passphrase, which you should. Connor didn't just for demonstration, but and then the weird looking pictures of fingerprints
Yeah, so here's the
or random art of the fingerprint.
key. And then there's so this is the important part.
Thanks for that.
Much like when you get
I know we have my example.
Yeah, you might want to remove that later.
Yeah, actually. Okay. So nobody uses that one. Too late. Example. Okay. So
They were only recording it.
there's a better way to. Okay, yeah, that's not example key though, so nothing there. If you go over here, you can be like,
It's a good thing it's not a live stream.
okay, so you go SSH keys.
Yes, after you create the SSH key, you've got to add it to your GitHub.
I've never used a GT with it, but that sounds like a really cool thing to do. Also, yeah, if you want to generate a GT key, you should do
What is that?
random to random because the other ones will think like it is.
What is that though?
Huh? GT?
Yeah.
Your new privacy guard?
What does GNU stand for?
No.
Use not use.
Yeah.
Okay. Re-implementation of the open PCB standard is defined by RC 480 through. So, that is this one. By the way, if you ever want to implement anything legit, like by yourself, you should just read the RC.
Yeah, just read the whole thing.
Okay, like this is the RC for.
You like get it.
You know what Johnny does this free time?
Just like read a little bit every day before bed.
Probably do like one of these things. This is an old 1990.
I just wish they would style it a little bit.
1993.
Anyway, so if you ever, okay, we're getting way off track.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay,
So adding the key.
Give it a title, test, or whatever, and then paste that. Mess it up. Okay,
A good title might be Kyle's ThinkPad or something.
yeah. I just give it the
Hooks?
name.
Question mark?
Yeah.
The green is cool. See, last use was last thing. So I use like this now.
You get it for it.
Okay. Cool. So now we're gonna do
Rude.
Okay, so
You're good.
once you've added it, you should just automatically use it. Mine's gonna not.
You can test it though, like SSH-T GitHub or git at github.com, I think.
Wait.
Or just do SSH-T
That's-
capital T, I think.
It's gonna be so terrible.
Yeah. You can just do that, like, and it'll tell you. You can tell if it sends you a message back, then it's good.
Okay.
Everything worked perfectly.
Well, what?
Get at github.com.
Well, don't you wanna have it? It's not, it's just my default.
I normally do that. Yeah, I think so.
Well, I want you to. Okay, if this is your only key, it will work fine. So,
Yeah. So if you get that message, you're good. Hi, CPTAP.
yeah. See, if those people. Okay. How do you specify?
Probably like dash key K or something.
Specify what it is. Okay, so you
Typically, you only have like one key though.
Yeah,
on the
okay.
computer.
that works too. I think that piece of it is key. Actually, we'll go because we'll move this. Okay.
We're waiting to see if you would remember to delete it.
Okay, well, whatever. Whatever. Somebody's really thinking about the location.
You okay there?
So you find something that sounds interesting and just spends an hour reading about it later. Config file. What's that?
Yeah, that's what I thought it. Okay. But, or, yes, it is. Do I have any like things that I don't use that I check away?
This is shit. I was gonna say, you should,
Let's do a key that I don't use for, or that. Alright, SSH is broken.
hey, what you,
That's super crap.
Reminds me of when we were trying to use SSH up in the lab.
were you expecting it not to work?
Yeah.
You shouldn't.
What'd you-
Yeah, I have an
what was
average.
it from? Oh, that was your one for Bitbucket?
Yeah, it was something. See, it says at the bottom of it, the property about the application red. Default is /identity for all one IDPSA.
Is it the T flag?
At one time when you did,
I think that T flag might just be making sure that your SSH just works. I don't think it, I don't know if it even uses, it has to because it recognizes the user. Hmm. I don't know. You could go like clone something, maybe. Clone one of your projects.
Well,
Just,
what for?
I don't know. What if, like, if you find a project or something that looks interesting online or something? Yeah.
Yeah, we just did that. Okay, so. Yeah, let's do-
Yeah.
yeah, there's a bunch of blogs. Okay, there's that. You don't have to have that, get it all figured out. So yeah, we're back there. And then in bar, we have the things for. Cool. Alright.
Yeah, we still got like 10 minutes if you want. You can briefly go on to like more onto branches, but personally, I never use branches right now. So
Only never use them.
Adam uses them.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I just like this way before.
For your own individual projects, you probably won't ever really need to use
Oh,
branches.
yeah, if you ever want to do something like that. Actually, even when I'm doing the thing, I just do it on master and use it.
Yeah.
I think everything we've gone over thus far is like a basic.
Yeah, this is the basics.
You can always just be made it.
Like this is more than enough to get by.
Yeah.
Really, the main thing you need to understand is
Right.
get add, get commit, get push, and maybe get clone.
So if you look at enforcement plans or whatever, if you go to the main, it's like
I'm not interested in anyone else's projects. I don't need get clone. Or you can always download as a zip file too if you really want
we
to.
should do, there's a Git patch, I think, there is a patch file. That,
Yeah,
I've used that
I've
before
never
several
used that
times.
before. I've seen it though.
I've had a patch thing. There's a couple of projects that I actually had to patch for work because they broke in ways that were. What was it? Ooh, bisected useful?
Cherry pick?
You should do Git
Yeah, you can add changes from different commits
What is it?
individually.
That's cool.
Blame says who was the last person
It's-
to touch that.
It feels like
Sounds like a
Git's
little bit of
equivalent-
work to do, but
Yeah, it feels like a Git's equivalent of like go
It's
through.
in
there's a
Git.
better way to
It's
do
a
this.
whatever.
Just make the changes you
I don't
intend
use
to
it.
make when you
I don't
intend to
remember
make
it existed.
But I suppose that
I
if
think
you're
you just, like,
too lazy to
specify
like revert to
file.
commit and then
Oh,
add ones that were from a future one, you could just
I think they aliased it to something else.
pick and choose different ones.
yeah, this website goes through like they have a lot of they basically tell you to do everything you need that you can do on Git. Like Git hyphen SCM, I think.
Oh, blame.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
That's where I first learned how to
Okay,
do Git.
log. Yes,
Yeah, I used to just have that as an alias because it's so long. Or you can override the regular Git log too. I remember when like on Linux VM, I just put like 2-letter aliases for all the Git commands I used all the time. Like Git commit was GC. It's just lazy. Rip. Why is that one so tiny? And
Because this one's in for the.
Uh,
You can special
Can't remember that.
hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with Git if you look at it. But the basics here is pretty much what you use.
Okay, if you can talk about from the source.
What the heck?
That'll give you good points. But not from the repos. Oh.
He was in that.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, see, that works. But apparently.
Specify file number will tell you who
Oh, yeah. Cool.
What was the train thing? It wasn't to do with Git, but it was like, it was a command or something, yeah. There's like a command we saw where a train just goes by in your terminal.
Oh,
I don't know.
that's all.
I don't remember what it was.
Nothing, it's just, she asked who are the people who actually pay for wallets, is the people who pay
Yeah. Just like, you know, while we're at it.
Oh, the train.
That's the most important thing you should remember from this.
Yeah. If you don't have that installed, then you shouldn't be on Linux given.
Just uninstall.
It's amazing it's
Yeah.
installed by default.
Just break your
I was just
computer
saying, I
down.
think it
Like
wasn't
Vim-
on mine.
Vim is installed on Ubuntu by default, but
Yeah.
SL is. That's important.
Anyway,
Okay,
I think that's it.
yeah.
SL has a Vim file.
I'm gonna go ahead and cut
But
the video.
CT doesn't.